Souls that can't let go, the psychology of the afterlife. What if the reason some souls remain earthbound isn't because they're lost, but because we can't let them go?
It's not in my head. I recorded it. Please, you have to listen. Don't cry, Mommy.
In every culture across thousands of years, people have reported the same phenomenon. The lingering presence of those who've died but refuse to cross over. Ghosts, shadows, memories that breathe. But what if these aren't just myths or metaphors? What if the afterlife has its own psychology?
Don't cry, Mommy. It's okay. You can go now, my love.
And those souls are trapped not in space, but in emotion. Clinical studies on near-death experiences suggest that consciousness doesn't simply switch off. Instead, awareness expands beyond the body. But when death is sudden, traumatic, or filled with regret, something fractures. The soul doesn't leave. It loops. It replays, revisits, reattaches. And what we feel as haunting might actually be the echo of an unfinished story. Sometimes it's love that binds them. Other times, guilt. But more often it's confusion, souls that don't realize they've died, still trying to finish the last sentence of their human life. Mediums describe this as density, a heaviness around certain places or people, like the emotional gravity of an unresolved memory. But here's the twist. The living are part of that gravity too. Our grief, our obsession with their loss, our unwillingness to release them. It keeps them near. The invisible bond between mourner and spirit might be the very thing holding them from the light.
What if our emotions become the walls of their prison?
The psychology of the afterlife isn't just about the dead. It's about the living mind and how it creates invisible attachments. Every unspoken word, every "I should have said" becomes energy that the soul can feel. In spirit communication research, mediums often report that messages from the other side aren't about vengeance or horror. They're pleas for release. A woman's spirit once told a researcher, "I stayed because he called me every night." Think about that. Every tear, every prayer whispered in desperation might sound like a signal saying, "Don't leave me yet."
Do you feel anything? Feel anything? Her presence?
He calls me every night.
Every single night.
In that way, love becomes a double-edged sword, capable of healing, but also of holding. However, not all trapped souls are victims. Some choose to remain. One documented case describes a nurse who continued visiting the hospital where she worked for 30 years after her death, comforting the newly departed until she was finally guided away by another light being. The twist? That light being was one of her former patients. So maybe being stuck isn't punishment, it's purpose. Maybe the afterlife has work too, just not the kind we understand. If this idea moves something inside you, share it below. Have you ever felt a presence that didn't feel dark, but protective, familiar, almost loving? Tell us what you felt, not just what you saw. And if you want to explore more stories like this, where consciousness meets compassion and science meets mystery, subscribe to Spirits in the Material World. Here we don't chase ghosts, we understand them. But here's the most shocking truth. Sometimes the soul that can't let go
Some people are already ghosts. They just don't know it yet. Earthbound while still breathing.
What we see in ghosts.
Is yours. There are people alive today who are, in a spiritual sense, earthbound. They wake up every morning but feel detached, like observers in their own lives. Spiritually speaking, these are souls caught between worlds while still breathing, anchored by trauma, fear, or the illusion of control. What we see in ghosts might just be a mirror. When you cling too tightly to what's gone, you begin to live among the dead. Your energy loops, your thoughts replay, your spirit forgets to grow. In that way, hauntings might not just be supernatural. They're psychological reflections of our own resistance to change. But the beauty of this revelation is freedom. Once we understand that love isn't about possession, it's about connection, we release both them and ourselves. In that release, light returns. So tonight, when you think of someone you've lost, don't beg them to stay. Whisper instead, "You can go. I'll meet you in the light." Because in truth, every act of letting go is an act of reunion. Before you leave this video, I'd love to hear your story. Have you ever sensed that someone you loved was still near, not haunting you, but holding space for your healing? Share it below. Your words might free more than one soul. And if you felt something real here, something that reminded you that death is not the end, subscribe to Spirits in the Material World. This isn't just a channel. It's a sanctuary for souls learning to understand the unseen. Because love never dies. It only changes form. Consciousness never ends.
Disclaimer for YouTube description and opening. The perspectives and spiritual concepts presented in this video reflect various esoteric, metaphysical, and religious traditions from around the world. They are offered for educational and spiritual exploration purposes. Viewers are encouraged to explore these ideas within their own belief systems and frameworks. If you are experiencing depression, anxiety, or other mental health concerns, please consult with a qualified healthcare professional.